Don't Be Dumb is the long-awaited 4th album from New York rapper A$AP Rocky, and after about 8 years, it's finally here, so let's review it. For some background, I'll admit A$AP Rocky was not at the forefront of my listening in the 2010s. While I enjoyed all of the songs and features I heard from him, it never felt pressing for me to go through his discography until now. I was initially going to make this a tier list video with all his records, including his newest release, but I quickly realized that my initial hunch was right. I just didn't have strong opinions on any of them. They're all pretty good, maybe even great, but I didn't see any of them as masterpieces. I can see how 3 different Rocky fans might give you 3 different answers for his best projects. While they all have their own strengths and weaknesses, they mostly feel like different heads of the same beast, and Don't Be Dumb, for better or for worse, is just another variation on that same theme. So let's get into the album. After an 8-year wait and an announcement that it would involve Tim Burton and Danny Elfman, there was a bit of an expectation, you know, something ambitious, whether it's bold or haunting or whatever it can do to make a statement. Does it live up to that expectation? No, but does that really matter beyond first impressions? The real question is the record good? Yes. It has a pretty solid track list. I don't hear any songs that are distinctly weak, and while there may not be a track as catchy as Praise the Lord or Fashion Killer, Rocky can definitely still bring a hook, whether he's doing it himself like on Helicopter or Punk Rocky, or he's getting an excellent feature like Brent Faiyaz on Stay Here for Life. Rocky has obviously never been a standout rapper, but he always brings consistent quality, and this release is no exception. Sure, he sometimes says weird lines, but his flow is pretty good, and it's hard to have a bad verse with the voice and confidence of A$AP Rocky. It helps, of course, to rap over great production, and that's always been his greatest strength. The production is very solid on this thing. While it isn't super mind-blowing, it is full of competently crafted versions of trap with some rock influences and even a jazz cut. The album starts very solidly with Order of Protection building up the hype and Helicopter and Slow Your Flow paying that off. Brent Faiyaz obviously steals the show on Stay Here for Life, but I also enjoy that the song has a southern tinge to it. Speaking of southern, one of the best songs on the record is Stop Snitchin'. Featuring a horrific beat, and I mean that complimentary, A$AP Rocky and Sauce Walka sound tough, menacing, and deliver some of the best verses on the whole album. Gucci jean with the stones, like the old Jim Jones, been did Rick Dick wrong. See, all of these niggas is fraud. I think a concise example of Rocky's disorienting style can be found on Air Force, whose speeding on the freeway verses are broken up by the occasional ethereal drug ballad. Had an anorexic model, bitch, she was a eater. The last 2 songs are some of my favorites, with the incredibly fun chemistry of Rocky and Doechii rapping over Caravan on the cinematic track Robbery. The 2-part love song Don't Be Dumb, Trip Baby, is another contender for the best song, with the first part being very hypnotic and the second part finding a nice pocket to flow in. I can see the sky crying when your rain falls in. Trips, roll the 456, baby, 100 G's on the lick, baby, bet on me for the win. And the closing track at the end, it does have a nice sentiment, but what really ties it all together is the vibe it brings, how haunting it sounds. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. It honestly feels like the closing to what should have been a much darker record. I think that's really the missed opportunity here. The lead up with Tim Burton and Danny Elfman made me expect some sort of horror element, and it's only kind of there. Like a lot of Rocky's other work, the record feels a bit unfocused, but there are moments throughout that could build to something more than this, and I think a southern horrorcore type of thing could have been an interesting vibe to at least dive deeper into. Instead, this is really just a collection of cool songs that aren't doing anything too different than you'll find in other 2020s hip-hop. Overall, Don't Be Dumb is good, albeit disappointing. There are a lot of solid tracks, and I think if you open up to it, it'll grow on you. It's probably unlikely, but perhaps in another 8 years, people will be calling this one of Rocky's best. Who knows? For now, I think it's probably a decent 6. Let me know your thoughts on A$AP Rocky's Don't Be Dumb in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you feel so inclined. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Dumb.